We're live! Hi, everybody. Welcome back to episode 20 of Arc 4 of Better Than Heroes. In case you're new to our stream, welcome. Thanks for joining us today. I'm Rachel Weeks, and I play Klik, the level 11 Tohr-Kreen fighter.
Hey, I'm Andrew Ovredahl, and I play the human bard / warlock Flute, aka the Windrider.
And I'm Jordan Dahl, and I play the Moonboy, a level 11 Moonboy. Was I exceptionally loud? Everybody made a face like that.
Yes,
Was
you were.
exceptionally
Yeah, something
loud.
happened. It sounds better now, though.
It wasn't me. It wasn't me.
I don't know. Anyway, I'm Aaron Urist, and I play K.A.I. Hammerstein, the Artificer.
And I'm Harlan Kelly. I'm the Dungeon Master of this game, and I play everybody else.
Yeah, tonight we are going to play some 5e Spelljammer-inspired Dungeons and Dragons. But first, our show is live soundtracked by the wonderful Jason Wardell and directed by K.A.I. of Tiger Moon Productions.
Yeah.
But most importantly, this show is brought to you by our patrons and our subscribers. So big thank you to all of you who already subscribe, who are already patrons, who support this show in any way financially. You quite literally make it possible for us to be here. You help us pay Jason and Case and keep coming back to play more silly D&D. If you love the show and you want to see it grow, consider joining our Patreon or becoming a subscriber on Twitch. You can also support us by picking up some merch on Teespring. Or just telling a buddy about the stream. We're cool, and Spelljammer is back, baby. So share the good news with your friends, and tell them that Better Than Heroes exists every Monday at 7 p.m. Pacific. We appreciate everything that you can do for us. You're the best. Thanks for joining us for another one. We're gonna play some D&D in just a few minutes, but first, it's time for last week's recap.
Previously on Better Than Heroes, after spending the night in the Arcane's pocket dimension en route to the Azure Forge, the crew stumbled upon their old pal Malzor, the stinky halfling. He had been hiding out ever since being separated from the Dinger, which he had seen disappear into the Arcane complex. Leaving Malzor behind, the crew entered the forge, where they were bedeviled by teleportation and electricity traps. They exchanged barbs with one of the Arcane, who was a business bastard. He tried to get them to enter his jigsaw realm of techno-devilry, but instead they knocked him out, put him on Flute's back, and stole his keys. Then they used his keys to enter his jigsaw realm of techno-devilry anyway. Inside, there was an identical Arcane who recognized the crew. So these guys just know we're coming, and we're in here. What are we going to do? Did I finish writing the recap before the show started? Find out right now on Better Than Heroes.
I'm gonna say yes.
Okay, we are back here. Could you all vamp for a second? I don't know if you can do that if you're comfortable with that.
Vamping?
But
What
yeah,
does
could
that
you?
mean exactly?
I don't know.
I don't know either.
Chit
Well,
chat.
let's see if we can
blood
fix.
out of somebody's neck.
Is it a kind of dancing?
Feels like it.
Well, I guess I could tell chat in case you see
Ha.
my cat and hey, he's back.
Keep going
In
though.
case you see my cat on camera, she doesn't have one of her eyes anymore. We did that on purpose. There was not a tragic accident.
It's not missing.
They
So if
got
you
paid a
find
lot
an
of money for
eye
it.
out there, it's not
No,
hers.
it's
Ship
not
it.
Scully's. Yeah.
Don't
They
ship
were
it.
letting me
No,
try
it's not
something,
mine.
and it
Yeah.
didn't really work.
Look,
She's still really cute.
She's so cute.
Yeah, she's doing well. She's over here she's got a big old cone on. You can see her dumb butt.
Don't
look at me.
So well.
Yeah,
Not ready for camera.
Yeah,
Picking up people's thoughts.
it's very possible she jumps up here and gets her cone stuck on everything. So prepare for
Nice.
disaster at any moment.
Nice.
Prepare for disaster.
I thrive in
disaster.
chaos, so I can't wait. Join us, Scully. Join us in the
Vamp.
chaos dimension.
Vamping. Did we vamp successfully?
You're very close.
Oh, we must continue vamping.
Continue vamping.
We vamp
What does
him.
vamping
Vamping.
mean, Jordan?
One
Vamping-
does not vamp for simply a single night.
Vamping is when you enthrall the people vampire-like. You know, like a vampire does
Like you
sometimes
glamour them.
You suck
Exactly.
suck them in
with
kind of
their dance
entrancement.
moves and their
You really needed the
poetry.
end in that sentence.
Yeah.
You suck
Mhm.
them. Suck them
You s-
in.
Yep. Because vampires have several ways to suck one.
It's true.
Gross.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It's just science, you guys. Just
no
biology.
eye patch for Scully so far, guys. Unless you can figure out how to make a cat wear an eye patch.
Mhm.
Good luck.
Send me a link.
Just on
That's
the
a cool way to get your own eye patch
Yeah.
by putting an eye patch on a cat.
I don't think she'd be great at that, honestly. Even without the eye, I think she'd just prefer not have anything on her head.
Yeah. I think go glass eye. I think
Yeah,
get her
that's the move.
like a
Last
terrifying
monocle
glass
style
eye.
where
eye.
you
Doing-
can swap them out.
No,
Yeah.
that's monocle's not related to losing an eye. But she
No.
could still have one.
She could.
Or you could have. Maybe I want one. I have to go.
Okay.
I'm gonna
Good job,
I'm gonna get
everybody. You've now
2 monocles.
successfully vamped. Wonderful
We
job.
successfully
Thank you.
killed-
Yeah,
killed
you
enough
vamped.
time.
Good job. Thank you, everybody.
Blood.
Um,
God, that was exhausting.
Damn you, Van Helsing.
So here now, the party finds themselves standing in front of this open door. You're looking into a room and you see an identical being as the one that is slung around Klik's back, unconscious, incapacitated, for a handful more seconds. And the door is open into this long room that is dimly lit, and you can just see lamps around it, to a couple to the left, a couple to the right. You can see walls on either side of you that seem to be dividers in the room more than anything else, and they're standing next to a table and a large piece of greenery behind them as well is this arcane being who's looked at you and clearly recognized you. And I will say, we have the order of who's going through the door here, and I assume that you all are walking through, but the door is open, and it seems like it is open into this room, so it's not as much of a swirl into the next room as you all have previously experienced with portals. It is more of an open door into this place. So if you all have any more questions inside of that, what you see, but you just see this long, almost, it kind of looks rectangular a bit, but it is dim lighting throughout, and you can see this greenery and some things tucked in corners here and there. You can't quite tell from this angle, but you do see another one of these large, Klik, how tall are you?
I think just under 7 feet.
Okay, cool. So the arcane that you have strapped to your back is taller than you. They are closer to 9 feet tall. And the one you see standing in front of this greenery as well is also just this towering being. It's about 9 feet tall. And
That's impressive.
and it looks at you. It doesn't seem to have a weapon or make any movement of action, but is just kind of watching you all and see if you are going to step into the room.
Just for clarification, the writer did step into the room, I believe,
Okay, cool.
after we
Oh,
unlocked the door.
that wasn't in the recap, so.
Okay, yeah.
So it doesn't
It
count. It didn't
didn't-
happen.
didn't
We'll have to
happen.
retcon that.
Yeah, I know. We take 1 week off, and everything falls apart. I love it.
Yeah, that's always
No-
the case.
no,
the
so-
writer did walk in the room, and I believe that Arcane saw the writer and saw us too, I believe.
Okay, cool. Yeah, the Arcane definitely saw you. I'm just kind of I'm going to be very litigious about. I think that is the right word. I don't know. I'm going to be very litigious about what room are you in, when, and what order you all walk through the room in for the rest of the dungeon.
And I will sue
You're
you
quick to
if you
litigate.
trespass.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, in D&D, I know what Harlem
Yeah,
means exactly.
rules,
I know
quick
what
to rules
D&D.
lawyer.
Yeah,
Yes.
litigate.
I will hit you with a subpoena so
As
fast.
a daytime D&D rules lawyer myself, I know exactly what Harlem.
Yeah, your thaco will go up inside your body.
So there's just an arcane just standing there, and it's exhausted, but it's not taking any aggressive actions or anything.
In fact, it looks up at the rider and it looks at you, Flute, through the doorway, and it says, there are two of you as well.
And this is the same voice as the arcane who we knocked out in there?
Yes.
Okay. Interesting. And there's a door beyond we can see?
You can't currently see another door beyond, no. You can see this large piece of
It's
greenery.
just
There are
us.
some lamps to the left and the right. You can hear a little bit of like
When you
the
say
flow of
there's
water.
greenery, what? Sorry, I don't feel like I have a great understanding of what is in the room we're standing in. I'm so sorry.
Okay, so I'm sorry. I know this is boring content, but
It's not. It's
are
not
you
boring.
all walking through the door together?
Yes,
Is anyone
I
not
think-
walking through the door?
No, I'm not walking through the door yet.
Okay.
Because
So Kai, we got you. You're walking through the door. Is anyone else?
You got me. That's
That's
unsettling
what
choice of
that's
words.
what you want to hear from the dungeon master.
I mean, we've got
Finally
you
got
walking
you.
forward. Yeah.
Klik will wait. She's got a big ol' arcane on her back. I think she's
All right.
not moving fast.
Get on the ground. Everyone.
Okay,
get
cool.
Get on the floor.
Moonboy, I'm gonna.
Everyone do the
Unless you have any
dinosaur.
objections, I'm gonna put you through. I do remember the conversation about you, Flute, like walking through like ever so slowly.
Yeah, I think Moonboy would most likely stay with Windrider, but
Sure, we can just have Kai.
nah,
step through.
I think he goes through and he's like, come on, everybody, and he hops through.
But all right. Yeah, I'll come through last.
Great. Okay. Cool.
I haven't
not
come
letting
through
that
yet.
show.
I'll
Oh,
follow
sorry.
Wind-
I'll go through.
follow
I'll go through
Windrider.
after.
Okay.
yeah.
Cool. Sorry, I know we like went over that at the end of the last session, but I still wanted to
That was 13 years
be
ago.
I wanted to be litigious. Okay. So as you all step through, you can see to your left and to your right there are two fountains with water coming out of them. They're these stone fountains that seem to have a hand reaching up, and the water's bursting out of the middle of the hand. You can see to your left what seem to be like small lamp posts, but it's not as outdoorsy as that sounds. It's literally like a lamp on a small platform. To your left and to your right, you can see a statue kind of in the corner, and what looks like a table as well, like a long table with a few chairs around it to the right. But there's a wall kind of separating that area with the long table off from the middle section of the room. Same thing to the left. There's another one of these walls about 20 feet from you all to the left, and there are beds that you can see just kind of like tucked around the corner, and there are some of these lamp posts as well, lighting this little alcove that has beds over behind that wall. And the arcane is standing in front of greenery, which it seems to be a planter of sorts. This ceramic collection of it's like a bunch of pots if they were like melted together. So it looks like a large planter, and it has something. They look like trees, but it's clear they have thick vine trunks, so they're this like more viney, and they're coming up and out and have a fern-like leaf to them as well, and those have lampposts next to them as well. And you can't quite see all the way through the room, as it seems to be pretty dark in here without these lampposts, and it's just so it has a very moody, kind of like low light feeling throughout the whole room. And I will throw a map up on our Roll20 here so that you all can see what you see. Again, really throwing Joshua Smith of Every Map a Story, who makes all our maps originally, through the ringer here with this as your forge, and I am having a great time. He and I are having a great time together making it. So I'll put it up in chat here as well so you can see very soon. But yeah, what do you all do as he's just kind of like standing there and looking at you? Did it switch over?
I'm going to.
I will silently tell the writer,
Can you find us a way out of this room?
He. You know what? I'm gonna have him roll for it.
the writer can't see invisible things, however, it can see through magical darkness.
Okay, cool. Yeah. He nods and he says, "There's another one of these doors at the far end of this room, identical to this one."
I'll whisper that to my companions.
The writer says there's another door on the far side of the room.
We should go through it, not because he said so. Fuck that guy.
It's better than standing
Right
here,
then.
I guess.
How many giants do you think you can carry, Klik?
Probably just the one. I mean, I could try, but
I don't know if I could carry one.
You hear
I
the
don't
arcane in
think
front of you
so.
say, "Oh, I mean, please come in, come in."
Right, we're
I'll
just
take a few
passing
steps.
through.
I'll take a few steps forward.
I see you found one of me already.
one of you. Does that mean this is you?
I mean, can't you see the resemblance?
Well, yeah, yes.
Fair. He says, "Come in."
I wasn't sure if it was like.
Maybe it was brothers or something.
Yeah.
You know, I look very similar to people in my family, so it's a little strange.
He's like, "Well, he says, you're wrong." He says, like, "Look," and he kind of like walks over to you, and steps right next to you, Klik, and puts his face by the arcane unconscious arcane on your back, and he says, "See?" And they
very
do. They
thought it
don't
was
just
just
look
similar.
similar. They look exactly the same.
I thought it was just like how all humans look exactly the same.
What?
That's true, you do.
Yeah. Click
You
nods.
look,
Ah,
Flute, you look
I-
almost exactly like the Windrider. And both of you
It's true.
look
It's the only two
almost
humans we know.
exactly
Yeah,
like the
right.
Rider.
Everyone else we know is like a vine person. Or, oh no,
There I go
Moonboy!
again.
They've taken
Here I go
Moonboy.
again. Can you hear me?
Yep.
Yeah?
Your video is just off.
Indeed. How high are the ceilings in here?
They are 30 feet up.
Cool. The rider will be hovering up right next to the ceiling, pretty much.
Okay.
So, having this guy in chains doesn't mean a whole lot if you're just also there.
Well, he says, "You never know.
Are you
I could
guys
be a different one than
clones?
him."
Are you like clones or simulacrums or?
"Well, you know a lot of fancy magic words," he says.
I've read them.
Do the pillars
Simulacrum,
and
not clone. I mean, I probably read clone too, but
do the
Oh.
pillars in this room look like the pillars in the previous room that zapped us and zipped us around?
No. The lampposts are much smaller and they don't go all the way to the ceiling.
Okay.
Great.
all right, let's just get through this room. We don't need to chat with this guy.
I do know a lot of fancy magic words. That was pretty condescending. Not the only ones who know magic.
He just kind of looks at you and starts to walk off into the room, away from you.
Which
I
direction?
hate these guys.
Away from you, like it's not north, objectively, but it looks. He just like was walking like next to the greenery, and he seems to be just like.
Yeah, I just meant which fork on the map.
Oh, sorry. On to the left, up and to the left side there.
Okay.
Remember, these guys aren't here to help us. They're specifically trying to keep us here, so let's just ignore them and get to the room.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah, that's probably smart.
do we follow him or do we pick the other way?
Let's not follow him. Let's just go the other way.
We could kill him.
That's
Hell, there'll probably be one in every room.
We could kill them too.
let's just save her strength.
We could,
God knows
but-
what's in this thing.
You hear, as you all are talking to each other and kind of like planning together, you hear a voice say, "What are you talking about?" from like the far left corner. And you see
Child in here too.
And you see stepping out from the left side is a very small frame that seems to be covered in a very similar greenery as what you see in the middle of this room here. Is this like long flow of ferns that are clearly the leaves off of some of the leaves off of the middle of this greenery here. And to the left side, she is not a Vinia, but I'm going to use a Vinia token for it because she's covered in this greenery. But you can see a metal frame underneath this like shine of literally copper. This like orange tinted metal underneath the draping of ferns around her body.
It's pretty cool.
And she's
how
like
tall
leaning,
is she?
peeking around the wall. She's about like 5 feet tall.
And I assume this is a creation I would never have seen before.
You can roll a history check.
Why not? That would be a 21.
Nope, not even close. You have not seen her anything like her before. The closest thing you've seen to her is K.A.I.
Yeah, I was gonna say. It sounds
Yeah.
kind of like.
It is absolutely absolutely a construct. You can see like the metal moving underneath her, like as she like steps forward and peeks out, and then kind of like sees you all see her, and she jumps back here, and you can see the metal moving underneath her body and her face as well. Though it is there's a nice like frilly collar of these ferns, and some like wrapped around her head as well is made of pure copper.
Are you? Hello?
Hi.
Are you a prisoner here? You don't look like this guy. I'll gesture to the arcane on my back.
No, I'm not one of those guys. No, clearly not. She says, "No, I'm not a prisoner. It's my duty to be here." She says, "and I'm happy to do it." And then you hear from behind her, like, "Boo!" And then someone says, "Shut up."
Would you guys work here or something?
And you see a few more faces poke out from around the wall as well. And one of them is like, "Well, I wouldn't say work." And it's like, "Yeah, we're forced to be right after that." And
So you are prisoners.
and we're like, "No." And you hear the one standing in front who you can see is like, "We're not forced to be here." And she says,
Do I think she's telling the truth?
You can roll an insight check, absolutely. But she follows up with, "Lemon just has a bad attitude."
That'll do. Pig, natural 20, baby.
Hey.
So if you need the actual roll, that would be a 29.
Cool. I said no to 21 earlier, so you've caught my drift there. 29. I would say with such a high roll too. She 100% believes what she says, but it feels off as well because you know that you needed a key to get in this room. The door behind you is identical as well, and you've never heard like this is a very secretive place where no one comes and goes. So there's definitely something wrong with what she is saying, but she 100% believes that.
Cool.
No
Yeah,
problem.
Whispered to Kai, like,
I think maybe she doesn't know any better. Maybe she's been brainwashed.
Programs.
What exactly is your job here?
Well, and at this, like, all of them almost like crawl over the first one, who's like wearing this dress made out of like fern leaves, and you see 5 identical looking copper forms, these like small humanoid forms, that their faces look exactly the same. They're just like literally cut from a mold, but they're all wearing different foliage, that is, and you can see it too in this greenery that you all saw in the middle of the room here. And one of them is wearing a bunch of bracelets made of like cedar-like strands. The one standing up front is wearing a dress made of ferns. Another one is wearing a sash of wintry leaves. And then there are 2 others that are, one is wearing a crown of what looks like, again, like fern leaves, but the crown is like, it makes them look like, the way the leaves are sticking up, it makes it look like they have huge ears. They're sticking up and out like abnormally, like bat-like huge ears. And then there's another one wearing just one big lemon-shaped leaf that looks like a cape. And they go and they're like, hello. The one up front says, I'm Fern, and I am the leader of the craftlings. And there's like a mumble when she says leader. And she says, that's Honey, bracelets of cedar-like. I'm Fern. That's Dusty, sash of wintry leaves. That's Leather, crown of ferns with big ears. And that's Lemon, with the big cape.
And you all live here together?
Yes, they say in unison. And then you hear Lemon, the one with the big cape, say, live. More like forced. Which doesn't really make sense, but...
Hey,
I'll talk to Lemon.
Lemon, we're looking for our friends. There's a dwarf with a cowboy hat and a giant and a small man, probably about as tall as you. Have you
He's
seen
a
them in
terrible
here?
shot.
Yeah.
If that helps.
Fern is like, oh, yes, we have seen them. But I'm not telling you where they are. You're enemies. We know.
Fern,
We've
I
been
wasn't
told.
talking to you. I was talking to Lemon.
And they all like look over at Fern like, whoa, when you say that. And Lemon's like, yeah, we saw them come through. And she sticks her tongue out at the rest of them.
Do you know which direction they went?
They look at you and I actually have to, I just want to be 100% sure I'm going to say the right door here because there are only 2, but I just need to look at my notes real quick
Could go back to the lobby.
so I don't.
Yeah.
Yeah, give me like 3 seconds because I have
What
Too
did they
many
say their
things
group
open.
name was? I couldn't hear.
the
Craftlings.
craftlings. They call
Cracklings?
themselves craft.
Yeah, they're the
Craftlings.
Chicharrones.
That's what I thought at first. I was like, delicious. Craftlings. That is pretty cute. I'm on board. I'll finish this game.
Good. I'm glad. It warms my heart, Andrew.
Looking at Lemon, do I have any idea what these guys is like? Maybe were built for.
Yeah,
Take
you
a
can.
look at her.
You can roll a. What do you think? Think it's Arcane? Arcana?
Good. Yeah,
Yeah.
sure.
Yeah, right.
Studying a magical
A magical being? Yeah, sure.
instrument? I don't know.
Oh, be nice, Rachel. And
They're
yeah,
constructed.
so no problem. I'm sorry, the door. Yeah, I need to get you the door
problem,
answer
yeah.
first. Yeah. You can roll the Arcana check. The door answer. They all in unison point to the far door that is across the room.
Cool.
They all do.
Yep. Even like
Do they
when
seem like
The
they're
one we
being
did not
truthful?
come through.
yeah,
Cool.
yeah, when Lemon points to that one, they all kind of like want to join in. Like they're like, even though they're resistant to giving you information, they all join in and they're like, actually, no, I knew it. I told you.
If you all follow us and help us out when we get to the end, you could leave with us.
Lemon says, yeah, and the rest of them are like, what? And seem very surprised, except for Dusty, who does not say anything at all. And Fern pipes up immediately, and she's like, none of us want to leave with you. And Lemon is like, I do. And they like all look at her confused a little bit, but she's like, I helped you out. I told you which direction they went. Now,
Well, why
she's
don't
like,
you
take me
just
with
come
you,
with us
please.
and you could decide at the end.
And Fern pipes up and she's like, because we were created to be here, and I'm thankful for that. And so I want to stay here and do my duty and do my job.
What is that job exactly?
Arcane
And-
was a 28. To that end.
Wonderful. This kind of clicks in your mind. If you have more questions here, Dusty is going to explain. But if you have more questions, you're welcome to follow up. Dusty steps up and she's pretty wily. She has the sash of winter leaves and she like rubs her hands together, which makes a odd metallic noise. And she's like, we're very malleable, so we can get into things when we need, when they need fixed. Some of the machinery in the room, in one of the rooms, we get brought in there to get in there and fix things that the gearheads can't fix. And with that, Honey pipes up. She has the bracelets on like all up her arm, and she's like, "Yeah, I'm grateful to have been made and to be useful and to be here doing my job. I think I'm good here too." Leather doesn't say anything and just sits there looking at you with their big crown of ferns. And Lemon is like, "No, I want to leave. Please take me with you."
All right, well, you all can come with us. At least you could show us around, and anyone who wants to leave at the end can come with us.
And Fern puts her arms up like this, and it's like, we're not going anywhere. They're like, we were told that you're here to destroy this place, and so we're not going to help you with anything, because we like this place.
We're not here
Well-
to destroy the place.
Especially not if we get our friends back. And if you just help us get our friends back, then there'll be no reason to destroy this place. You know?
Yeah, our friends were stolen from us.
Did you know
Good,
that?
says Fern. If they were brought here and they're staying here, then they're supposed to be here. And
You're a
Honey and
victim
Dusty
of
nod along.
propaganda.
What Moonboy means is just perhaps you don't know the whole story. We just want to get our ship and our friends and leave.
We'll get the heck out of here.
Hell yeah, says Lemon.
Right? Lemon gets it.
Can I do an insight check on Lemon?
Oh, absolutely.
Harlan, that Arcana check was a 28.
Oh, that's right. Yeah. So they just kind of explained that they were made to. You can tell that they're because they're not made of. They're made of copper, which is a very malleable alloy. And so you can imagine that they would be very good at getting into small spaces. They get like a gerbil or a hamster could like squeeze into things. And you know enough about like metal work and things like that they are would maybe have been made to repair things. And a lot of the greenery on them is just giving themselves a distinguishing identity because their physical bodies are all the same, or like literally made exactly the same. And their description of it was that they help fix machinery in the other room because a lot of the times the gearheads don't have the ability to get inside of the machinery, and they do.
Got it.
Toku.
You said Lemon was wearing a leaf as a cape? Oh, sorry, did I cut you off, Rachel?
That's true.
No, that's okay. It was a 16 on the insight check.
Oh boy, she seems like she's trying to be really tough, and just really is like scared of you and scared of going with you, but continues to say it.
That's Lemon, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Lemon, how
One
long
with the
have
cape.
you felt like a prisoner here?
My whole life. And you see all of the rest of them, except for Leather, roll their eyes.
Interesting.
How old are you?
They're like, what? What do you mean?
Well, how long has your whole life been? How many days? How many years? Anything?
And Fern's like, well, I've been into the foundry a few times, like 12, and then Honey pipes up and it's like, well, I've been in like 16, I think. And Fern's like, nuh-uh. If you've been in 16, then I've been like 26. And they start to argue about how many times they've gone into a room that you hear them sometimes called a foundry and sometimes called a crucible. They're like talking about going in there, and they seem to not be able to answer your question because there's no real version of time inside of this room.
What happens in the foundry?
With that one, one of the wilier ones, she steps up, Dusty, and she was the one who was like describing the job earlier. She's got the sash on, and she's like, so you have to not fall in the river of lava. That's the number one rule of going into the crucible, is you have to not fall into the river of lava.
That's good advice.
Yeah.
Good advice.
Yeah.
Just in life.
For life.
Really.
Yeah,
Life.
yeah. And the same thing, and they're like, same thing goes for if you go into the foundry or the crucible, either one. If you go to either room, goal is don't fall in the lava. And depending on which room you go in, you have different jobs. And most of the time, the thing I'm good at is going in there and finding parts that are broken, pulling them out, and then fixing them while still inside there. Because I'm the best at fixing things out of all of us. And Fern is like, that is not true. And Honey even is like, no, I'm good at it. And they continue to like argue with each other.
All right.
With the gesture, I'm going to alter the nano murderite glamour armor that K.A.I made me, so it will become, it looks like it's made of like thatched reeds and like straps of plants, and my cloak will be a leaf like Lemon's cloak, and instead of a hat I have a hood, and above me the rider just like subtly will match the new costume, and I'll be like,
Come on, Lemon. Why don't you take us to where our friends are and we can help you get out of here?
She's like, okay, but you're not gonna get through without the key.
Who's got the key?
Mirror, she says.
Does each room have its own key?
And as you all are talking to them, the arcane that is dimensionally shackled and attached to your back is stirring and now is conscious again, because I think that spell only lasts a minute, right, Andrew?
it lasted
this
6
near?
seconds.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. Yeah.
Gesture gesture at the arcane on Klik's back.
What was the question?
Is this Mir?
Yeah, they're like, that's Mir, and they're like, but also that's our Mir has the key. That's not our Mir.
So
wait,
they
that-
all have different keys.
I don't know.
That mirror, right there, and I point at the one in the room.
The one that walked away.
Yeah, and you see him kind of like, as you all are scrunched over to the left side of the room, he is has walked back up there and is like seemingly weeding some of the plants that are right there.
I'm going to send Bessner, my familiar, on a little tour of this room, flying around, so we can get our bearings a little bit.
Okay, cool. Can you all vamp for a second, because I have to adjust some things.
Vamp.
Everybody.
We think it means Vogue.
Everybody
All of
vamp
us.
now.
That's kind of what Vogue means.
Yeah.
It's like, I think I'm sticking with the idea that it's like, just act like a vampire. So welcome. I
Fun.
suppose you're wondering why I've
Ooh.
invited you all
Invite
here.
me in, maybe? Perhaps? No? Okay.
Invite me back into my house, please. I stepped outside. and I
That's
can't
always
come back
the
in.
funniest and stupidest part of vampire lore is that
So
they have to be
silly.
invited in. Just absolute low self-esteem
It's such a
monsters.
weird loophole that they're like,
Yeah.
actually, we're very polite.
Yeah,
we
come
can't go inside unless we're invited.
Well,
Vampires
you know-
are very strict on consent for certain things, but others
Yeah,
not
horrible
so
threat.
much.
I like
Yeah.
I like the idea that of them going to like a real Ned Flanders guy house, and he's just like, well, mi casa es su casa, and he's like, no, you actually have to say the words. You're inviting us in.
Yes, please,
Well,
please.
Come on, Papa Squat. No, I need you declare it, son of man.
You know, my door's always open.
Yep.
He's
Doors
not
always-
doing. He's
do
too
with an open
folksy.
Okay, I don't have the Besner token handy, so what is your ability to see, Aaron Urist, or what is K.A.I.'s ability to see in dark vision? Or I mean, in like whatever vision that they have.
I have
Sky has.
dark vision,
Cool.
regular kind.
Okay, cool.
Dork fish.
What and what distance does that go out to? Just because it matters for this.
I think it's whatever the standard one is, 60 feet. So
Yeah,
it's
60 feet.
Cool.
it
Okay,
might
cool.
be on.
All right. Sorry, I am running the stream tonight, so I'm a little slow.
You're nailing it.
You're
Thank you.
doing terrific.
Thanks. Happy Father's Day to all four of you, as my four dads. Okay, Aaron, I put this token on this little.
Sitcom.
My four dads.
My four
But
dads.
it got greedy. It was like,
Yeah.
just end it.
They all hate each other.
Kept adding men after 2.5.
Yeah.
3.1 men.
Okay, cool. So, Aaron, I put this little
3.14 men.
dinger token on the board that you can use to send Besner in and around this room if you would like to. You also, so you can kind
And
of just.
it lights up the. Oh my god, this is cool.
It's incredible.
This is
right?
very
it
cool,
has the
yeah.
dynamic lighting. It's so
Yeah,
fun.
it's really
That's
neat.
insane.
What?
I know I
I
picked a hell of
noticed
a
it
day.
changed when we moved, but it was really
Yeah.
cool.
I tried to use it once, and it's not going to happen. It's not happening with me. I don't know how to use it at
It's
all.
Beautiful.
Thank you. I'm pretty proud of it. So yeah, you can send Besner around. If you're looking for anything in particular, you absolutely can. Just let me know what you are looking for.
While Bester's flying around, I'm going to whisper to Lemon.
Lemon, where do they keep the key?
Roll a stealth check to not be noticed by the other folks.
I'm kind of like squatting down next to Lemon there. That will be a 23.
Okay, cool. Yeah, the other ones don't notice you at all. And Lemon is like stoked. She like pulls her one big leaf cape up and looks up at you, and she's like, "Well," she's like, "I know that Mir keeps it in his desk drawer," and she points to like the middle of this map here in this, and she's like, "But."
It's in here.
Yeah, she's like, but be careful. It's trapped. That's how we lost Ivy. She wanted to escape, but when she grabbed the drawer, she wanted to escape, but when she grabbed the drawer and she goes, she disappeared. Well, she didn't disappear. She got turned into dust.
Right. That sounds pretty bad. And it happened when she touched the drawer, when she got close to it.
When she touched it, when she tried to, and she leans over and like, as the other ones are watching Besner like flick around the room, and Fern goes, "I'm going to tell Mir that you're doing that," she says to K.A.I, and she runs off like over to Mir and is like tugging at his clothes. And Lemon looks at you, Flute, and she's like, yeah, Ivy wanted to leave, but and we saw, me and Ivy, we saw that the way he unlocks it is his hand turns green. And so Ivy made her hand green. She wrapped it all in green leaves, and then she walked over to the desk drawer and she opened it up like he does, where he makes his hand green and then he opens it up. But she kind of
Probably
shrugs.
not quite enough.
And it wasn't. It didn't work. She got turned into
Green
dust.
enough.
Just
Little shade of
stay with us, and we can help you. We can help you get out of here. We'll just have to be
More of
quiet,
a-
okay?
Chartreuse, really.
Awesome.
Anything we can do about your friends being such insufferable little busybodies?
No, I've tried my whole life, she says, to get them to leave me the hell alone. And she nods at you and she says, hell. And she's like, no use.
Cursing.
I swear.
Fuck.
I will
Kai.
telepathically tell
I've
the
been saying
writer
it.
about. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
Oh no, I just shit.
Yeah, I'll telepathically tell the writer about the trap drawer and all that, and then ask the writer to telepathically disseminate that info to Klik, Moonboy, and K.A.I.
Okay, cool. Yeah, so you all know that.
Well, let's just, I don't know, get him to open it.
I could try to open it.
Also, we don't know where the desk is.
You do. It's in the middle of the room.
Middle of the room.
Yeah.
Oh, it's this. I see. Okay.
I'm gonna have Death Snow just buzz around the desk a little bit. Get me close so I can take a look.
Cool. Is she trying to hide that she's doing that?
Yes.
Okay, cool. Roll a stealth check as your mechanical hummingbird just whizzes around the room and it's like going through all these pieces. And you see the arcane that is picking at the greenery moves over to the greenery on the far side of the room, just as he's like going, seems to be watering and pruning the plants in here. And he is watching Bessner flick around the room, but this stealth check is going to see if he notices you, Bessner, being close to the desk.
14. I would flash of genius it, but I'm too far away.
He does not notice though.
Oh, that's good.
As you see him kind of like Bessner waits for the right moment as he flicks over and leans down. As she flicks around the room, he leans over and is pulling at some roots on the ground, and that is when she flits over in and around the desk, and you don't need to roll for it. There's very clearly one of the desk drawers just has runes written on the outside of it that seem to be a magical trap.
Mirror's drawer, do not open.
Klik is growing impatient, and she's gonna start moving toward the desk, dragging this arcane behind her.
Hang on, Klik.
And as you do, he's like shaking himself awake after being psychically lanced, and he's like, "Well," he says, "you've made it into another room. Congratulations."
Can we just turn the key? It's not that hard.
I know, and don't worry, it gets harder. He says,
Yeah, well,
it's-
not if you open this desk drawer for us.
"Well," he says, "I could try. It will. I don't know." He says, "I don't know if I can do it or not." And he says, "Oh, you met." It's like you met the kids. As he sees the rest of the group like talking to them.
Who was the craftling who's been quiet this whole time? Or
Oh, that's
more
Leather.
quiet?
Yeah.
Leather. Yeah, I'll ask Leather too. Like,
Leather, do you want to come with us too?
He looks up at you and he goes, or she looks up at you and she goes. They're all seem to be refer to each other as she. She looks up at you and Leather goes, "I don't even know what I am or who I am. How could I know what place I want to be in the world? I have no idea what is outside of here. I've only been in this room and 2 other rooms, so I don't have the information to answer that question." And she looks back down.
You could figure it out.
We could help you find out.
Why don't you come with us, and you can decide after we get our friends who are ready to go.
She looks at you and goes, "No. Ivy tried to leave, and she got disintegrated. And Mir's pet, Lefty, he's not going to let us leave either.
Left?
Oh yeah? What does Lefty look like?
I don't know, I've never seen him,
Then how do you know he exists?
because I've seen him kill people in this room.
But you said you'd never seen him.
Right. Things that you can't see sometimes can kill people. How did you make it in here?" You seem dumb. How do I have more life experience than you?
He grew up very sheltered.
Lemon walks over and like, what are we talking about? Escape?
This pet-
Leather? Is Leather coming with us?
Talking about Lefty.
Leather has a lot of questions about the world.
Some invisible pet? You know about this, Lemon?
Lemon gets really quiet and but nods her head.
Do you like it here, Leather? Do you like being here?
I don't know anywhere else. How am I supposed to answer that question?
Just based on it being here. Do you like it here?
There's things I like about being here and things I don't like about being here. She
What do
says,
you like?
I don't like Mir when he
Like me right there.
but I mean I like Mir when he comes to visit. I don't like the Mir that stays here.
So they have different personalities?
Yeah, Leather nods and is like, and Lemon's like, oh yeah. And Leather puts her hand up and is like, no, I get to tell this part, kind of like, no. And Lemon like looks at her and is like, okay. And she's like, yeah, we call them Poppy, Fester, and Hops, because Poppy looks like he's about to pop. He's a bigger one. Like his arms are so muscly that they look like they're about to pop off his body and become beings themselves. Fester, because he's stinks like water. It's been sitting around for too long. And then Hops, because Hops can jump a lot.
So which one is that?
I'll point to the one on Klik's back.
Oh, I don't know that one.
Which one is that one over there?
That's our Mir.
Okay,
Ours.
so these are the
And
other
there's
mirrors.
3 others who come?
I mean, she gestures to the mirror on your back. A lot of those come through, but it's hard to tell which ones. There's no distinguishing features about them, but we just know Poppy, Fester, and Hops because they come through from pretty consistently, and we know we're always talking to different ones.
Which is the one that you like?
I like Fester. Stinky, but nice to us.
All right.
Can handle stinky but nice.
I also don't like Lefty.
Same.
Lemon's
Lemon,
like, I don't like Lefty
is that
either.
pet in here all the time?
Yeah. I mean, I don't know. I've never seen it, so it might leave sometimes, but I don't know if it does.
How do you know when it's around?
It breaks things or people.
That makes sense.
But our Mir talks to it like it's just around all the time.
Good to know. All right, well, I think we should get that key and get out of this room as quickly as possible.
And both of them look at you and they're like, but what about Ivy? They say, kind of like confused.
Well, we've got some tricks to get that drawer open. We're not just gonna touch it.
Okay. They said, Lemon's like, nice. and Leather's like, good luck.
Do you want to try to tackle the dresser, or do you want to look for Lefty?
Moonboy's gonna kind of lean into K.A.I and be like, I think I can find Lefty.
All right. You look for Lefty, see if you can find them, and I'll try to get into the desk.
All right. I'll go with you, Moonboy.
All right. Just hang on a second. And Moonboy is going to kind of ever so subtly rub his hands together and then puts a thumb in his mouth. And his eyes pop open, and they are all of a sudden very luminous little moons instead of his eyeballs. And I will cast Locate Creature. Describe or name a creature that is familiar to you. The name of that creature is Lefty.
Okay,
You
cool.
sense the direction to the creature's location as long as that creature is within 1,000 feet of you. If the creature is moving, you know the direction of its movement.
Okay, cool. Yeah. I'm going to look at that spell exactly. So while you're doing that, while you're trying to sense this location, somebody else describe what they're doing while to like help with this.
Definitely ask K.A.I and Klik.
Do you have any way to see anything invisible?
I do.
No.
All right.
I don't know. I was just gonna make this guy try to open the desk. Is that not a good plan?
Oh, I like that plan.
It's not a bad plan, but if I could take a closer look at it, we might have a better idea of what we're dealing with.
Yeah, well. At least we got a dummy, and I'll pull this mirror up by his
We have more than
scruff and drag him further down the hallway toward the desk.
All right. Lemon, stay close.
one. I'm going to cast invisibility on myself.
Oh, I guess I could do that too.
Okay.
It's not a bad idea.
My hands, excitedly.
Then it would just look like your arcane, if you're invisible, is just like shuffling around.
Yeah. Yeah. You become invisible. Anything you're wearing or carrying is invisible as it is on your person. Does that include a full man?
Sure. Yeah. Yes. Yes. You are carrying him. So yes.
I'm carrying him.
This doesn't work for compatriots, like friends
Sure.
and allies, but since you are carrying him,
He's
I will say
lucky.
yes, because he is bound, and you have this ability. Moonboy, you get the sense that there is, and I'm going to put the. I'm not going to put a token on a map for it yet because I think with some of the language, I'm going to split the difference here because you have to have seen a creature like this before, and it does, but it also does say name, and you do know the name of this creature. So I'm going to. You don't know exactly where it is, but you can sense that it is hovering on the ceiling above you. There is just as your eyes open up, you can just see this like that looks like a long line, almost like a snake, moving around the ceiling directly above you. Also, be sure to move your tokens if you feel like your character is moving to a different place somewhere.
I'm moving. I'm casting invisibility on myself, as I described, and going over towards the desk.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
I'm gonna move up that way as well.
I don't know if there's a rider token, but the rider would be wherever my token is, up by the roof.
All right, cool. I will make you a token. Oh, I can't on this one real quick. Hold on, give me just a second. I will make you a token, and you can name it the rider.
And how long does Bardic Inspiration last?
10 minutes. So with the way we've been planning, it's probably gone.
Actually, I want to say, Andrew, from now on, I thought of this before, and then I forgot. From now on, you are specifically going to be my timekeeper, if that's cool. Because I imagine there are going to be some spells that continue on. So, like, let's just, like, help me keep track of, okay, this long has passed, since, yeah, got it.
I'd say the Bardic Inspirations are all gone, sadly, based on just the amount of conversing we've done.
Yeah.
Makes a lot of sense.
Unfortunately.
So I'm going to
Where's the Moonboy? I was going to stick by the Moonboy, actually.
make sure Klik knows
I'm
that
just to
there
the right of
and
you.
invisible.
I would have come with you, actually.
Yeah. She can. I think she can probably feel K.A.I.'s presence telekinetically.
Yeah, for sure.
But yeah, Klik is also invisible and is near K.A.I with this big idiot.
You hear one of the you hear Fern yell out, "Mir, they went invisible. Two of them went invisible." Because I just rolled a dirty 20 for one of them.
Shoot her across the room.
They're not. We may as well behave like the Arcane even in here. They're not doing anything.
I'm going to take this time to try to get into this desk.
Sure. And then while you're doing that, Klik, what are you doing?
She is standing guard over K.A.I and scanning the perimeter with this giant guy on her back.
The one at your back is like, the one who's attached to your back is like, why are you close to the desk?
Why
He's-
am I
like-
close
Because-
to the desk?
Yeah.
The
You've
keys
carried
in
me
the
over
desk.
here. I'm shackled and tied to your back. What's going on?
He's getting the key out of the desk.
Oh, I see. Ah, yes. That must be of where he's hidden it. In the mirror in here. He kind of like, you hear him, you like feel him nod against your body.
Up.
Fern told us all
No
about it.
nodding.
Well, I mean, they're just kids. They're little craftlings. He says, of course, they just want to be involved.
Yeah, well, they've been very helpful,
That's good.
hopefully.
He says, well, I hope they help you with this, too, because that looks dangerous.
They're not
Kai
just-
knows what he's doing.
They're also slaves.
I wouldn't call them that.
Hmm.
Just because you made them doesn't mean they're not slaves.
Well, I mean,
Do they have the ability to leave? Do you pay them? Do they have days off? There's a lot of labor issues going on here.
I mean, no one's...
What
There's
about
no
their
one-
family? There's one that exploded. She tried to leave and literally turned into dust. You don't think this is a slavery situation?
Well, I just think maybe you shouldn't go tinkering with people's drawers if there's arcane runes on them, he says.
I
And
just
with
think that maybe you shouldn't have slaves.
Kai, with that, what are you doing to try and get into this drawer?
I want to first analyze these runes and try to figure out maybe what I'm dealing with here.
Sure, roll an
Whether
Arcana
I
check.
can-
Yeah, roll an Arcana check.
Say again?
Absolutely. Roll an Arcana check. You can roll an Arcana.
Okay. 16.
Okay, cool.
Hang on. Don't tell me anything yet. I'm thinking. Yeah, 16.
Okay, cool. You know that there are runes kind of like all along the edges here that seem to be sealing this drawer. If you were to try and open the door, a spell would go off, but you don't know what spell it is.
Yeah.
It is not a spell, you know.
Yes.
Do you want me to have him open it?
I'm going to try. No, that would make me not invisible anymore.
While this is happening, I'm gonna whisper to the Moonboy, and this isn't me metagaming because Flute has had this spell, but I'll whisper to the Moonboy.
Do you know the spell? Fairy fire.
Yeah.
We could perhaps use that and figure out where this pet is.
Yes, I was sort of thinking the same thing, but it's, we can't go blasting fairy fire all over the ceiling. We need to sort of zero in. And unfortunately, the only way I can think of to do that is to have it attack.
As you say that, you see Fern and two of the other kids. They're like, Fern's like, "Don't worry, we're looking for them," and they all have spread out and are just like waving their hands wildly around in spaces.
I'm gonna ask Lemon.
Was Fern always like this?
Yes, always. She's Lemon is like standing over, leaning against one of the bookshelves, like pretending to not talk to you, and is like talking out of the side of her mouth. And she's like, she's like, yeah, she likes being here. I mean, all of that crew, those three are very like, glad that Mir made us, and to have, Dusty just wants to do a bunch of things. And Honey's just, I don't know, excited to be alive all the time, and she rolls her eyes, and she's like, but I think it sucks.
Well, I think you're making the right choice coming with us.
I guess I'm going to bust out my thieves' tools and try to disarm this trap.
Cool.
Well,
Klik will whisper over her shoulder to Kai. It's like, I know Mage Hand. Is that helpful? If you don't want to blow your hands off, we don't know what this thing's gonna do.
Just make this asshole open it.
I'll jerk my thumb at the mirror on Klik's back.
That would succeed in getting rid of the asshole, but I'm not sure that it would open the drawer.
Right, it doesn't seem to have opened the drawer for that one who got exploded. Yeah, I could try to dispel the runes.
What if it just makes me bigger? Mir says, like joining in the conversation. What if it makes me like, huge, or like it's a spell that makes you bust out of dimensional shackles?
I think that's exactly what kind of trap they put on the drawer.
It's true.
Oh, it makes me bigger.
You can try to dispel it before I try to disarm it, if you want.
Yes, all right. Moonboy is going to kind of nonchalantly walk over to the desk, like, oh, cool mug. Hey, well, oh, one of those Newton's cradles. A nice desk. What is this? Walnut? And he is going to pass his hand gently beneath the desk and cast Dispel Magic.
Cool. At what level?
Let's say
the right
level.
one.
Yeah, the correct level.
Big one.
Level 5.
Ooh, big one.
Yeah.
Okay, I need you to roll a d20 here for me, and you can add your spell casting ability.
Okay. 16.
I don't think I can modify this roll.
Holy shit.
It's not the right
That is exactly what you needed to get. That is
Hell yeah.
on the money, the exact number that you needed.
Ooh.
So
Ooh.
as you do that, as you cast the spell, you're like kind of like whistling over. Ka, you like look up and around and you see Mir, the one there that is referred to as our Mir, the Mir that is, this large 8-foot, 9-foot tall arcane being that is over there watering plants while you all are just futzing about the room. The one who looks exactly like the one that you can't see because they're invisible, but that is strapped to Klik's back. As you all are like gather around this desk, and you see these 3 like bronze small constructs with leaves all over them, just like touching things. Like, I got one, they say as they just like touch the one. Like, no. And Moonboy, you can even once you're casting the spell, you can kind of like sense this presence just like wriggling above you. It seems to have, like, as you've moved, like gone with you a little bit. And you, Kai, you see Mir look up and just look at the desk as there's a flash of light, and there's a flash back in Moonboy's face of purple for a second, and it just hits the blue energy of Dispel Magic and seems to just dissipate, and you see the arcane ruins disappear. And with that, you hear a whistle, and you hear Lefty, you hear Lefty from Mir, and the mirror on your back Klik goes, uh-oh, that's not good. And there's a rushing sound in all of y'all's ears of just like wind moving. And I think with that, we're going to cut to break here. Because that is going to...
No, I'd rather pee my pants than go on break. I hate you.
I hate break.
Can I cast See Invisibility when I hear them call for Lefty?
No, because that is triggering initiative order, so everything is happening at one time. Yeah.
I had to try.
No.
Yeah, fair. We're in the Azure Forge now, baby.
Answer.
Yeah.
No.
I need firm boundaries.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. We'll be back in 5 minutes. We're just going to take a quick drink where we drink, pee, and we'll see you in just 5 minutes. Thanks, everybody. Bye.
Bye. Ugh.
Okay. Damn, I wish I would have got that on. I would have brought you back with that. So,
Daddy.
thank you. Yeah, thank you, Aaron. So as you all are rolling initiative here, or as we come back here, you all hear this whooshing as Moonboy successfully gets rid of the spell that seems to be a trap on the drawer. Which, shout out, Jordan. Nice.
Well
that was
done.
awesome.
Yeah.
But with that, it is going to be, they kind of were watching you the whole time to see what would happen here, and that is going to put us in initiative order. So if you could all roll initiative and let me know what numbers you get, that would be great.
I got an 8.
I have roll. Hang on.
I was a 9.
I have roll 17.
I got a 17.
Whoa.
No,
we're
me. I get it. I got it.
Okay, cool. So Flute, you got a 17.
Yeah.
K.A.I, did you get a 9?
I got a 9.
17.
Oh, Klik got a 9. Sorry.
I
No more.
K.A.I got a 17, and then Moonboy.
8.
All right, cool.
We're clumped. Nice.
And with the whooshing, you hear Leather yell out, "Lefty!" And you see even the like Fern, Honey, and Dusty all seem to move away from you all as well. They're kind of like, ah, and seem to be like going to hide and getting out of this situation. With that, it is going to be Lefty's turn up first. So this invisible force that comes swooshing down here is going to get to go first. And they are going to... Moonboy, I assume your token is maybe not right there since you moved up to the desk.
Yeah.
Is it okay if... Yeah. Perfect. Okay, cool. I just wanted to make sure before I moved it. Moonboy, you feel this rushing, and then it's like getting punched by a rock as you
It's
just...
different than getting just hit by a rock.
Yeah, a different... Yeah. You can feel
the
the...
rock means it.
The rock
the
is a
specific
man.
Punched
force.
by the rock. It still works.
Yeah, see?
Yeah.
He
There
would
you go.
never.
Dwayne A Rock Johnson.
And then, can you tell me your AC?
My AC is a whopping 17.
Okay, cool. So I hit with 3 attacks there then.
Jumbo jumbo.
So yeah, it's just like you all see a rushing. You all don't see anything in the air. You just see Moonboy, something slam into him 3 times.
Owie, 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 owie. Give me that. Just got me, Odell.
That's going to be 30 points of bludgeoning damage. As yeah, again, like Moonboy's just like boom, boom, boom on the ground. It's like a rock dropped from the ceiling, and just smashes into Moonboy, and you can see some like blood dripping on the ground. And you hear Flute from next to you, Lemon, who is is still standing right next to you. It's like, oh yeah. She's like, oh god, that's Lefty. He doesn't like strangers. And I am going to put the Lemon token up next to you. Cool. That will bring up Flute. It is now your turn.
All right. I will look in the direction where I just saw the Moonboy getting hit, and I'll say,
Oh, Lefty.
and I will cast Ralothim Psychic Lance, but I don't need
Cool.
to see the creature. If I know its name, it still fires at it.
Oh,
so
shit.
A psychic
done.
lance will come from my forehead to wherever Lefty is and skewer through its invisible brain. It has to make an intelligence saving throw.
Ooh, nice.
Incredible. Andrew, man, the power of a name. Names truly are built into D&D as being very powerful things. I should have been more careful at that. Yeah, so this is not going to mechanically give you vision on the creature, but just for flavor here, you all saw Flute cast his spell twice in the room before, and it ended up knocking Mir unconscious. But with this one, it seems to there's this like jet of what almost looks like lightning, but it's more purple than that, right? If I remember correctly, maybe it was blue. Andrew, you can tell me.
It's just like a white lance of psychic energy.
Yeah, it like comes like straight from Flute and connects with something in the air, and you see what looks like a snake with no head, just this like tubular body that seems to have wrapped itself around Moonboy. But it's not holding you, it's not mechanically like crunching you at all, it just is just poised above you. And with that, when it hits it, it like wriggles about and is this tube just gesticulates in the air. And it seems to have this almost skeletal face for a moment. You can see like eye sockets that like disappear quickly as soon as after you make a connection with it. And how much damage was that altogether?
It has to make an intelligence saving throw.
Oh, I'm sorry. You said that. I got wrapped up. Intelligence is 12.
That's a fail, so it's going to take a bunch of psychic damage. It's going to take 25 psychic damage, and it is incapacitated until the start of my next turn.
Incredible.
Huge. Does it get to make that save if it takes damage against it, or no?
What's that?
Does it, if it takes damage, does it get to make that save again? Does it say anything? If it doesn't say that explicitly, then it doesn't.
No, it says the target must make an intelligence saving throw. On a failed save, the target takes 7d6 psychic damage and is incapacitated until the start of my next turn. On a successful save, the creature takes half as much damage and isn't incapacitated. So
okay, cool.
It's freebies time.
Nice, huge.
Yeah, so it can't take actions or reactions. So yeah, you.
Cool.
Yeah.
So the rider gets to go after me in order. Do you? It's gonna like hurl fireballs down from where he's hovering by the roof. Do you want these made with disadvantage? He would be hurling them where he saw the light go, but the light is not sustained, so it's not still there.
Yeah, so yeah, they would be with disadvantage.
Okay.
Because you're just like throwing them blindly. Yeah, and I will tell you, if you get anything above or below a 5, which I'm not sure you even can with your attack roll. Well, let's just say if you roll any natural ones, those fireballs are going to hit Moonboy because of the angle that you were at. So.
Okay. I mean, that tracks narratively with the person who's throwing them.
Oh yeah, I don't think he cares.
Okay, so that would be a 12 on the first one, 12 on the second one, and a 15 on the third one.
Just the 15 hits.
Oh, yikes. Okay, so it's going to take 15 magical fire damage.
Cool, yeah. And again, just in case anyone doesn't know, the rider is a demonic manifestation of you. It looks like there's 2 of you just like standing there, but one has like a warped, melted face. Yeah. Cool.
That's our go.
Yeah. So these 2 fireballs like are thrown to the ground and just like burn the carpet there, and the mirror that is from this room looks up at you and goes, "Hey, property damage too." And he's like, "Do you know how much work it took me to get this huge rug in here?" And but when the third one connects again, it seems like fire just like spatters around this like tube-like creature that is hovering around Moonboy's head. And that is the end of your turn, so it's going to bring up K.A.I.
I'm K.A.I. Let's see here. I am going to... I will load a glowing lavender round into my lightning launcher, and I will send it flying at the space where Lefty was, and it will explode in a 20-foot cube of luminescent fairy fire. And
It doesn't even get the dex throw because it's incapacitated.
Incapacitated,
Nice.
so it will glow.
Aaron,
Light. We will see
just
it.
just for the technicality of it, I know on my map where Lefty is, and you've received a description of it, so I think this should be fine, and we can just move past it quickly. But just for the mechanical moment of it, can you tell me exactly where you are on the map, where you are dropping this? Because you can't see anything right now, so you just have to blindly put it somewhere, and you know it's hovering above Moonboy, but you also have to guesstimate, like, if it's 20 feet in all direction. Just kind of give me an estimate of where.
It's like 20 feet, basically on Moonboy.
Okay, cool.
Starting so that it's like, 20-foot cubes, so 10 feet down to the floor, 10 feet up.
Okay, great. Then yeah, it is going to be highlighted by this purple energy then. So go ahead and I will put it on the map here because it is now this long. It looks like a corkscrew that seems to be hovering above Moonboy, and it's the head doesn't bulge out like a snake's head. It just ends with eye sockets and no mouth. And you almost maybe think they're like huge nostrils for a second, but you can see the brow ridge to them. And it is, it's hovering 5 feet above Moonboy.
If I can, I'm going to reach into that drawer and grab the key.
You can use your interact with an object action. You have to move to where Moonboy is, so you can do that if you'd like to. Moonboy, you also, I believe, need to make a dexterity saving throw unless Fairy Fire says creatures of your choice. Does it say that on it?
No,
on there?
it says
It's just
creatures.
any creature in the area
Okay,
Got
cool.
a
is outlined.
15.
Does that beat your spell save DC?
Unlikely.
Aaron, what's
Kai's, that's
what's-
no way
what's Kai's spell save
spell
DC?
My
DC is
spell
gonna
save
be-
DC, I will tell you. Sorry, my screen's all tiny. It is 17.
Cool. So, Moonboy, you were also highlighted in this purple Fairy Fire.
I think he kind of loves it.
Yeah, you do look cool. Like there's a horrifying invisible worm next to you that has like the purple highlight is going on like the inside of its empty eye sockets, and it looks gross and horrifying. And you look like a tiny prince, like you're highlighted in this purple light. Yeah,
Hell
yeah.
yeah. Something tastes like raspberry berets.
Cool. Kai, would you like to do anything else? Oh yeah, you want to move over there. You did, and you want to enter into the try and grab the drawer. When you interact with the object as your action on this, like as not an action, but with your free interact with an object on your turn, it is still mechanically locked. It is physically locked, but there's a rune on top of it as well. That's right.
Rune?
This is a no. The rune has already been dispersed. No, the rune has already been dispersed, but that wasn't what was locking it. That was just on top of the lock. Yeah.
Locked.
Yeah, we're in
I can't unlock it with bonus action. All right.
we're in the dungeon of a very smart boss here. So,
Who locks
It's
a trap
It's
door?
a
What's the
child-proof,
point
one of those
both?
locks you gotta push down. and
Push
pull.
down, twist. Push down and twist.
yeah, as we all know, the child locks
Why?
that are
My
locked and also
strength is
disintegrate
low.
children.
I'm not designed for these. Because only jerks use this kind of lock. Next turn, hang on, give me 5 seconds.
Yeah, Moonboy, you see as you're like highlighted in purple energy, you see like Kai just like pulling on this drawer.
You can see, he's starting to deploy his tools. But yeah, that's my turn.
That's gonna bring up Mir's turn.
You suck, Mir.
Is it the mirror on my back or mirror friend?
Both.
Mirror, new mirror.
I'm not going to tell you the answer to that. They're going to dash over here and out of sight. That's going to bring up Klik.
So we can see this serpent now
It is, yeah.
It's
because he is
outlined
glowing in fairy fire.
I would say you don't
and
see
with
anything about its
advantage.
physical body. You just see the purple outline. It's like a string of lights on the edge of it.
And if I jump into it, I will get fairy fired.
I mean, I think it's
Not anymore.
outlined
No,
it's
it was
outlined
like
in 3
a
dimensions.
flash. It was
Oh,
like flash.
okay.
Yeah.
Okay, I was thinking it lived there. All right. I am going to use. I'm going to spend 3 charges on the Kreen bracers, and so Klik is going to turn, and she's going from her invisible. Do I need to drop him as an action, or do I I have a guy on my back?
Yes, you can either drop him as an action. No, not as an action. It is a free. You're interacting with an object, which he is not an object, but for the mechanics of this, you can.
Yeah.
In the same way you would switch a weapon. My table rules are you can interact with an object to switch a weapon on your turn. In the same way that you would do that, you would use that to drop him to the ground and then arm yourself, basically. So he will then continue to be on the ground in shackles right there from then on.
Cool. Yeah, she's gonna slough him off like he was a backpack, and so suddenly this mirror appears in a crumpled heap, shackled on the ground because he goes from invisible to visible.
Yep.
And
You're no longer
then-
wearing him. Yeah.
Yeah, and then from
Free
that
actions,
space
drop him if you
where
don't respect
Mir
him.
just appeared, Klik is going to glow with the magical ability of her bracers, and she is going to use her Gitka to slice a rift in space. And she is going to use Psychic Rift and jump through the air 80 feet to attack this lefty.
Jason Wardell, that was incredible jump through rift music right there. Just a reminder, everybody, we have Jason Wardell on the keys here, live soundtracking every episode that we do. It's incredible. We're so grateful to have him here. So, and again, this is like you jumping forward, and with that, it's almost like a door appears in front of you, and you whoomp through it, and then you're going to get bungeed back through. You don't stay there.
Yeah.
So you just whoop, whoomph. You drop, leap, and then you can do your attacks.
The first one to hit. Oh God, really?
You have advantage when you're attacking something that's outlined with fairy fire.
Great news.
And it's
Huge
incapacitated.
news. 26 to hit,
So wouldn't these be
I
crits?
believe. So
It is not paralyzed; it is incapacitated. So it oddly doesn't mechanically trigger the auto crit. It just can't take actions or reactions. So yeah, it's a weird mechanic. Because if you're paralyzed, you're also incapacitated. But if you're incapacitated, you're not also paralyzed.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah,
Very weird.
I know.
boy. I rolled a 26 to hit. I rolled a 7 on the damage dice, but he has to make a wisdom saving throw.
Okay, cool. That does hit. It got a.
He's incapacitated. Does he get?
Oh no, he doesn't. Yeah. So it's he can't. Yeah, so it's doesn't matter. Yeah.
Sick. Okay, so if your first attack hits, this creature must make a DC 16 wisdom or be stunned for a minute. Time
yeah.
to go, folks. Time to go. Kai, get that
God.
fucking box open.
He's got sleep paralysis.
And so Klik. Does she get a second strike on that? I mean, I guess it doesn't matter. With the rift, I mean.
Yes.
So she
Yeah.
rifts through space. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. You can take your full action with the rift through space. Yeah.
Cool. That was a 24 to hit and will deal 9 damage on that second hit.
With the attack, does it get a chance to break the stun?
It just says stun for a minute.
Okay, cool. Then no.
This is on the Kreen bracers, though.
Yeah. Then no, it does not.
Okay.
Actually, I specifically remember when I use those against you, you don't get the ability. So yeah. So that
Sick.
is going to hit.
Okay. Klik will bloop back through space, and she can no longer see the other mirror, correct?
He dashed off into the shadows.
He has
Correct.
disappeared into the shadows.
Yep. No one has a line of sight on him right now, correct?
I'm gonna. Can I attack the desk and try to destroy the desk? Like, just try and pop the desk open just by brute force here.
Absolutely, yeah. Wait, I mean, are you... Wait, so you attacked the creature, so you boop... Or are you just, like, running IRL now?
I mean,
yeah.
with 2 more... I have 2 more attacks for warrior stuff. So
Cool.
I like, booped back, and then she's like, okay, well, that chills for a second. We're going to open this desk. And she'll run up and crack a huge... overhanded Githka swing at this desk.
Yeah, absolutely.
She'll critically fail on that first hit.
Oh, boy.
It's an expensive desk.
Kai, can you make a dexterity saving throw?
Sure can.
No, not you, Klik. Kai, to get his hand
Kai.
out of the way. As you just...
Yes, that's the old natural one, that is.
Oh, boy!
Oh
no,
wow.
I'm...
do back-to-back critical ones?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm very sorry, but this just is like your hand. You just were trying to get the lock open, and every turn is happening in 6 seconds. So you boop through time, and you go in and out, and then come back, and you come running over, and you just slam it down on the lock, and you're gonna catch Kai's hand. So whatever attack damage you were gonna do for that, can you double the dice roll? As that is a critical hit. I'm just gonna use critical hit rules.
Higher on this one.
Just cuts Kai's hand
It's
off.
5. I rolled a
Yikes.
5 on the dice. My modifier is an additional 6. So it's doubled the dice, you said?
Yeah.
Yeah, so 10, 16.
Yeah, so you do 16 points of, I believe, is slashing damage to Kai.
Sorry.
As you just,
slashing.
Smash down on the chest in this moment, like frantic moment. As you can see hovering above you is this like neon purple lit, ghostly faced snake just hovering in the air and like gyrating, basically trying to break out of this. And as you're rushing through this, you just connect with Kai's hand, and you can do that however you want to, flavor wise, but you do take that damage.
I'm just trying to get it open. Let's get
I know,
out of
let me
here.
get my... let me move my hand. It's attached.
Just
it's attached
move.
right now. I'm moving it. It takes 5 seconds.
She attacks the desk again with a second strike. This one is a 25
My
to
hand
hit.
is still in there.
Aim better this time.
Yeah.
Would have been the most amazing second crit fail.
God. This is 9 damage on the desk.
Okay, cool. 9
my
damage.
other
One more
hand.
attack.
Just kidding.
I did so much damage to Kai's hand. Oh my god.
It's okay.
This one
That's my bad
is
hand.
a 13 to hit the desk.
A
Knuckle in it.
13 does hit. Yeah.
Great. Yay!
Oh.
8 plus 6 is a 14 damage.
I'm sorry. What did you say it was? Can you tell me one more time?
What did I say?
14?
14 to hit. Yeah.
Yeah, a 14 does not hit. The AC is 15 for this. I'm just gonna say
This
it forever. As
dodgy-ass
you're like
desk.
you're breaking apart. Yeah, you're breaking apart. Oh, it's like a wooden desk.
Guy, move!
There's not the
It's
AC
not
is
my
15.
fault.
Yeah.
Do not blame me.
She's rolled so bad. One more. Oh my god.
Dexterous.
All right. This is a.
You're not even hitting the
18
drawer.
to hit the desk.
You're just hitting the desk. We just need this part.
An 18 does hit.
you go.
And that's 14 damage.
Okay, cool. Yeah, with that you were able to, because this is not something that is super magically enforced, except for the spell. The main thing on it was the spell before. Besides that is just a desk. So with the first hit, you can break into it, but you can't clean hit enough. It's just like breaks apart the desk, but doesn't get you fully into the drawer. But on the second hit, you just smash into there, no problem. There's a huge hole, and if you interact with an object here on your turn, you absolutely can just like reach in there and grab whatever's in there for sure. Just like pull out.
I have already dumped the mirror, so I probably can't interact with another object.
Oh, that's right. You're right. So there's just a huge hole that you've created. Thank you for
Yeah.
keeping track of your
Let's
action economy. What do you
go!
play Magic the Gathering? It's great. Okay, cool.
It's on the stack.
That is going to bring up Moonboy.
Great. Moonboy is going to explode in light. Actually, I think first he kind of looks down at the purple light covering him, and he's like, "Whoa, this is pretty cool. Oh, here it comes." And then he explodes in light, and he kind of shrieks with 1,000 voices as he backs off in this kind of moonish form, and two little satellite moons rocket out of this kind of energy release and strike the beast itself. Make a ranged spell attack. Come on, then.
With advantage.
That's a natural 20.
Damn.
A natural 20.
Look, I try and make it hard, and they just roll through it. It's fine. Yeah,
Okay, we just rolled 2 natural ones.
Yeah.
that's true. Yeah, you all have done. You all have done is. Yeah. You all. I've hit you once, and you all have hit yourselves once. So yeah.
Fair.
So
On brand.
Okay,
We're
so
tied.
I double the dice, right? So do I roll the dice and then just double the amount?
My new rule about this, I've decided this with Andrew in another game that we play in. My new rule about crit damage is you can either double the amount of dice you roll or double the amount you roll on the dice. You're just not allowed to tell me which one that you do. You just give me the number and I say, yes, that's right.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, jeez, what have I done? Hang on.
That's it's supposed to be a joke, but it really just translates as like, don't, it's very serious. Don't tell me. Yeah, but, yeah.
Way. It's fine.
Yeah. What'd you get there on this Moony Blast?
1 second.
Moony blast.
Moon.
So that's
That
18
were-
points of damage from the Moony Blast. And I still have an action remaining, and I will, he kind of, that was a bonus action to turn into my moon form. And
Your moon form does damage now?
The moon form has always done damage.
Oh,
The moon
this is like the
form of
archer
the
form?
archer.
The archer.
Yeah. Okay, cool. Yeah, you just usually roll it after, which is so. Yeah. It doesn't matter. I was just wondering.
Yeah, the actual wording is on activation and as a bonus action. You can
Cool.
make a ranged spell attack.
Yeah.
So on activation, it blasts out. That's my bonus. And then I am also going to bless everyone for my action. He kind of, as he twirls back,
nice.
small little moons appear over each of your heads, and you now have the blessing. The 3 main characters can add a d4 to all of your attacks and saving throws until the spell ends.
Hell yeah, I love that.
Hell yeah.
Man, honestly, Jordan, I'm just bragging by the fact that I know the rhythm of your turn. That's like, you do your action and then you do the form. So I was just caught off guard of like, did something new happen that I missed? So
I do have some new things that are going on, but that is
I
not
love
one
it.
of them.
Yeah. Hell yeah. I love a bless move. Cool. So yeah, you back out of here. This you do so much damage with your burst into your form here, as just like light, like meteors of light come off of you and make contact with this paralyzed form. Not paralyzed, stunned form. And when you go back there is this like shimmer of moonlight hanging above everyone's head that's going to give them this bless. Would you like to do anything else with your turn?
Give me just a second to measure my movement here. 15.
Let me measure my moon.
Yeah, I'm going to move down here.
All right, great.
You know what? Yeah.
I was just go toward the door. Let's get out of here.
Yeah?
I mean,
Okay.
we have the key and the thing is stunned for a minute.
Okay.
Let's just go.
Should we just
Right?
go? Okay. I'm going to move
me turn.
upwards in case everybody wants to go.
Cool. All right.
End turn.
Yeah, you see Moonboy like Klik, you like see Moonboy's eyes like flick back into a good like defensive combat position, and you kind of give out the like no, let's go.
Let's just go. Yeah.
And do you say any of that out loud, Klik?
No, telepathically.
Okay, cool. Then you see next to you, Flute, past you, Lemon is going to charge in. She literally runs between your legs, like bends down, and she runs up, and you see she's got a little like sharpened piece of stick, and she runs up to this like floating creature, and she is going to stand up on the desk here. You see her climb up on the desk, and she's like, "Get me to a new place!" And she like jams this like wooden shiv up at him, and she's going to get to make this attack roll with advantage. She misses as she like reaches up and stabs upwards and like is not tall enough to like jam up at him. She can't quite like climb all the way up on the desk and use all of her movement. She's just like stuck like stabbing up at the air. But she looks over at you, Flute, and like gives you a thumbs up too. And her like flourishes her cape, her like leaf cape as well.
Klik rolls her eyes and Flute's little dumbass.
She's got heart.
I love her. Stop.
Cool. That is the end of the initiative order here. So we are at the top of combat. It's going to bring up Lefty, who does not get to do anything. Is doubly fucked right now. Flute, it is going to be your turn.
Cool. I'll run up right next to Lemon there, drawing my rapier, flourishing my cape that is just like a large lemon leaf. And, ooh, there it is. All right, I got a nat 20 on the first one, but I'll roll the second one also.
Nice.
Does a 21 also hit?
Yes.
Okay, so on those two attacks, it's going to deal. Sorry. 30 points of magical piercing damage.
Whoa. Let's go.
Let's go.
Because I critted on the first one.
Very good.
And then I will bonus action offhand attack with my regular scimitar, kind of draw it out and slice it along it. This is just a non-magical attack, but it's still going to be a 21 to hit.
21 does hit.
Okay, so that's going to deal 5 points of regular slashing damage.
Okay, cool. That is halved because that is the first time it's been attacked by something that is not magical, so it's only going to be... we round down or we round up, Andrew?
Always down.
Yeah, I thought so too. I felt like a Debbie Downer, no pun intended here by saying it, so I just wanted to be sure. Okay, cool. Yeah, so you only take 2 points of damage. Or it only takes 2 points of damage.
And now the rider will hurl fireballs down from the ceiling. That will be a 16 to hit.
16 does hit.
That will be another 16 to hit. And that will be an 18 to hit.
Cool.
So that's going to deal a lot of damage. Plus, hang on, I gotta do this math. Whatever 27 plus 17 is.
I'll save you it, Andrew. That's gonna do it.
44.
That's gonna do it. So instead of doing math, you want to give us some flavor about how you take this creature down?
Yeah, we just kind of one, two punch it. I do this like sword work, and flourish my cape to Lemon, and then the rider who's hovering up by the ceiling, just kind of maybe like a little irritated at missing so many times before, just like rains down these fireballs, and it's like just chunks of like burning desk and office debris like inches away from me as it demolishes this thing in fire.
You hear someone from like hidden away in the room say, "No property damage." And
These
yeah,
little
the Invisible Stalker is down here too. This is an invisible creature. Just you see it like it's like face as it's like taking this damage. It's freed from its bonds as it just withers away like a deflated balloon in the air, and it's just like it swirls up all of these like papers and tchotchkes on the desk that just as it lets out a. You see like this like gaunt face just yell and then drop down into nothing.
Same.
Yeah.
All right, Lemon, you and any of your friends who are coming along, let's go.
I
think
grabbed the
Yeah.
stuff. I grabbed everything from the drawer.
Oh yeah, sure. When you reach in the drawer, you find. Actually, roll an investigation check as you just like grab in there. As you, like, stick your hand in
Investigation.
Actually, my turn was over. It's the
It's-
writer's turn,
there. It's fine.
and
Yeah.
that's also over.
Investigation 26.
Cool. You find 2 spell scrolls, which you can investigate next session, and you also find a yellow key that looks the same as the one you found in the room before. It's like a skeleton key. It has this like big, just like empty head to it, and as it juts out, the key fragments seem to match exactly to the glowing white key that you had before, except this one is glowing yellow, and it's not just like glowing. It seems to have like a light aspect to it. It is like actually like glowing light, and as the one before seemed like white hot, and this one just seems yellow and
We
has
still
that
have the
same,
white
like,
key,
sheen.
right?
Yes, you do. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Actually, I would specifically like to know who has the yellow or the white key, but K.A.I has the yellow key.
I'm pretty sure I have both of them.
Sure.
Yeah.
You can have both of them. Cool. Great. When you kind of like yell out to anyone who wants to go with us, like we're heading toward the door, you see, it's not Dusty. Dusty's. You see Leather like
Leather?
step out from the shadows too, and she's like, I think that I want to go. She like nods, and she's like,
Yeah? Did we
Yeah.
get your vote of confidence now?
after seeing that, absolutely. She nods and kind of like looks over to Mirror, who's like the Mirror that is on the ground in dimensional shackles, and she's like, your logical approach to this has swayed me, and I would like to come too.
I
And
look
she
around at
she
the
adjusts her like
destroyed
fern
desk.
crown with like
The
these like
dead-
huge bat
the
ears.
dead worm.
Yeah.
Klik
Yeah.
shakes some of the wood particles off of her beloved weapon
Yeah,
and
Kai
goes to
sti-
sling Mir back over her shoulders.
Kai
Let's
reattaches his
go.
hand.